Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the WMBD Plus app, and welcome to Beyond the Headlines, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman.
And I'm Austin Feeman. Today, we'll be going over what big items were discussed at today's state legislation luncheon.
Then we're sitting down with our meteorologist, Molly Naslin, to get a drought update. And lastly, we're getting reaction from local doctors on Trump's announcement on Tylenol and autism. Now, our first local story of the day: the legislative luncheon happening in Peoria early today, and Austin Feeman has been covering this story today as several local lawmakers met over lunch to discuss issues impacting our area. So who was at the luncheon?
Yeah, Brianna, so there was many state lawmakers there. To name a few: Senator John Curran, the Illinois Senate Minority Leader, we had Senator L.G. Sims, who is the state chief budgeter.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a little bit
10 times fast.
Right, exactly. It's a tongue twister. And then we had Representative Jahan Gordon Booth and Representative Dave Kaler there.
Okay.
They all answered questions. They all kind of reflected on the next year and what their plans are and kind of what they want to do and what the future holds for the state.
So what were some of the issues that were brought up today?
Yeah, so there was discussion on how to help some small businesses in Peoria succeed. They looked at several issues revolving around housing, real estate, rent control, because we all know rent is
Keep going up?
Yep, it's getting out of control. That's to say the least, And they were also saying on how lawmakers can partner with local developers to, build up some more infrastructure and education, of course. They were speaking on how to make education better, where are the weak areas, and where do we need to go from there.
All right, well, Austin, thank you for that update. We'll hear more about it in WMBD News at 6. Now, a map has came out showing America's favorite Halloween candy by state. Let's check it out. According to this map made by DoorDash, the favorite candy of Illinois is Twizzlers Twist. And let's take a look at what other states like. In Florida, it looks like the winner is Skittles. Over in California, Snickers is the winner, and up in New York, Twizzlers wins again. Now, do you like sweet, sour, or savory candy?
Brianna, I have something to confess.
You don't eat candy?
I hate candy
Like
with a
no
passion.
Sweets? Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I have a really bad sweet tooth. Literally anything that you put in front of me, I will consume it. Any candy.
Oh, wow, that's
or
good
sweet treat.
to know.
Yeah.
That's in Twizzlers. I'm surprised. Well, you know what? I went when I started working here. It was some festival during festival season, and somebody was like, they made licorice and it was a big, they gave me like a 5 or 10 pound bag, and I had to just bring it to the newsroom because I was like, who's about to eat all that?
Right.
So,
I
it's
love
like
licorice.
A hidden gem, I guess. We used to have a producer here. That's all she used to buy. Eat Twizzlers. They're simple.
There's been times where I would buy one of those big packs of Twizzlers and eat the entire thing in one sitting.
I get the pull and peel. I like the pull and peel ones.
Yes.
I'm Snickers, Skittles. I'm not a Skittles fan.
They're not horrible.
Right. Sean Lisitza loves Skittles. So.
I love a good Twix or a good Butterfinger.
I don't eat either one of those.
Really?
But I do Snickers. I do Reese's from time to time. When I have like a basket, I do the peanut M&Ms as well. I like them. I like the peanut. I mean, Reese's has like the pretzel things they make. I've tried those. Those weren't bad. I like those as well.
No, I have a hot take. I love Milk Duds with a passion.
Okay.
But I know that's not many people like them.
Another hot take. Are you a candy corn person?
I love candy corn, especially those pumpkins.
Okay, so you eat do you eat the variety?
Oh, yeah.
I just eat the regular plain Jane candy corn and sometimes the pumpkins.
The pumpkins are so good.
I'm not against candy corn.
Our producer Sarah just said that candy corn is ew.
She's ill for saying that.
I agree.
Now, when we come back to Beyond the Headlines, we've got our meteorologist Molly Naslin joining us to give us an update on drought conditions and what we can expect this fall. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines, where we talk to our reporters about the stories that matter to you. Our next local story of the day, we're dealing with the drought conditions here in central Illinois, and fall has started officially yesterday.
Now, Molly Naslin joins us now for her Beyond the Headlines debut to give us all the drought details and what we can expect for fall.
Yeah, so the drought has kind of been something that we've been talking about for a while, especially because it's been so dry since the start of August.
Right.
We had a few months in a row where we got just a decent bump of rainfall. I mean, overall, the year itself has actually been really dry, although we did get some good periods of rainfall that helped, and we weren't inundated, because we don't need that to happen either.
Right. Because like last year we got so dry, we were having like dust storms or something.
That's something that's actually pretty common towards the end of the summer. As we had mentioned before, us being dry at this point in the year, not uncommon by any means. What the issue is what comes along with that dry weather.
Okay.
We actually see an uptick in red flag warnings.
Right.
And it's mostly because the farm equipment, no matter how well you take care of your farm equipment, metal on metal can spark.
Right.
And sparks landing in very dry brush, that causes a fire. So brush fires become a little bit more likely. Just recently, we had several counties enacted burn bans because they were worried about that. We actually had an instance last week where there was an actual field fire because of how dry it's been outside.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, the drought conditions do impact our fall colors.
And how's that?
So there's kind of two ways that it happens. One is dependent on the moisture. When there's a lot of moisture, the tree has a lot of resources, and it's not telling the leaves to get out of here to conserve resources. But when it gets this dry outside, the tree is thinking, ooh, I need to prep for winter now, and it kicks the leaves off. The leaves don't necessarily have a chance to get all bright and beautiful and vibrant. The colors get kind of muted. It also doesn't help that we tend to be kind of windy here in the Midwest, so when we do get a really nice spread of colorful leaves, the wind just goes and blows it all down. But the other side of it that we've not had to deal with as much, although it has been warm this September, is the temperature. When it's hot outside, dries things out.
Right.
If we cool down too quickly, let's say we go through, I'm not saying this happens. Everyone hear the words coming out of my mouth. I'm not saying that this is happening. If we get too many nights in a row where we drop from maybe the 50s to immediately the 40s to immediately the 30s, that's telling the trees that winter is coming and that they need to be preparing. So then again, we don't get an opportunity to see vibrant leaves. So it is a balance of the right temperature, the right amount of moisture, which we're not seeing right now. I really love fall colored leaves. I love all of that stuff.
Look at your cardigan.
You're repping the fall colors today.
Yeah, I do hope that we get some, this rain is gonna be helpful. It's not drought busting, but it is still gonna be helpful getting some moisture into the ground.
All right, well, thank you, Molly. Well, we're gonna continue our conversation on Halloween. This time we're talking about trending costumes. Spirit Halloween drops the 2025 costume trends that are about to take over your feed. First is Wicked, as the movie hits theaters in November. You may see a lot of Glendas and Elphabas running around.
Next, of course, is some Marvel superheroes. You might see heroes from the Fantastic Four franchise or step into the multiverse, and you might see Spider-Man or Spider-Girl.
Another idea revolves around the Netflix show Squid Game. And of course, we've got our classic Nightmare Fuel costumes with lots of gory features.
You know, Marvel and DC costumes are ones that just never go away because both of those franchises have been around for such a long time that you can always dress up as one of those. I love that we have a lot of Art the Clown from Terrifier happening. I watched those movies, kind of regret it. Moving on from that, though. I like the SpongeBob. I didn't know that we were going to have SpongeBob costumes in 2025. I'm here for it.
Right.
I love SpongeBob.
Me too. I just
It's
didn't
because
realize.
those of us that grew up watching it are now the ones in those rooms making decisions. So.
Yeah.
Fun
yeah.
fact, my first word was actually Bob while I was watching SpongeBob. So
I love that.
I know, it's a
Aw,
special
that is-
place in my heart.
So sweet.
I
Yes.
used to, my friends and I would quote the marching band episode because I was a marching person.
Oh,
We
nice.
would quote that episode all the time.
Oh my goodness. Now, I haven't dressed up for Halloween in a while. I think the last costume I did, I was an angel, which is so like,
You were
yeah. It's,
You were an
I was an angel. I had the
cannot
wings
remember
and
the
everything.
last time I dressed up.
We
for-
typically don't get to dress up here. My all-time favorite costume is when I dressed up as Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates on the morning show.
Oh, that's
though.
perfect.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
They should
amazing.
at least let us dress up as each other. That's a good balance.
Yeah, it was so funny because I dressed up as him and then he told me he was getting a bunch of Facebook messages being like, oh, she dressed up as you. Are you going to dress up as her? And he's like, I
That's
don't
so
even know
sweet.
what you're talking about.
Oh.
So
I think last year I was helping with the morning show by then, so we did like the Powder Puff Girls, but like we just wore each
I
color.
remember that. That was really cute. I liked that.
That was our way of like dressing up for Halloween.
I was out at the Soderstrom Castle for Halloween, so I
Right.
went with, with our producer, Sarah. So I dressed up as a witch.
Okay.
It was unfortunate. It was kind of windy that day. My hat kept blowing off. I'm like, no.
As it does. Yes.
All right, well, we've got one more local story for you when we return on Beyond the Headlines. Austin is back in the hot seat to talk about the recent announcement from the president about Tylenol and autism. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Now for our final story of the day. It brings Austin back into the hot seat. This time we are discussing President Trump's recent announcement linking Tylenol and autism. So Austin?
Yeah, so I went and spoke with some doctors today, talking about this topic. What do people need to know? What are the important things? And a lot of what was brought up is that a lot of the studies that are coming, that are out, are saying that this could cause autism, but many other larger studies are also saying that this is proven otherwise, that it is not causing autism. But there is a lot more research to be done in this topic. Doctors are still trying to figure out what autism is. It's such a complex thing. So it's a really complex condition, and it needs a lot more research. But a lot of the research studies that are coming up right now, they're not new. They're old. They're just resurfacing. They're coming back to light. And these studies were done, 10 or so years ago.
And what did they offer any advice for current expectant mothers?
They suggested that you talk with your medical professionals and figure out something that's going to work for you. Generally, Tylenol is safe for pregnant people to take. It usually is used to treat fevers and infections and whatnot. But again, it has no direct cause and effect, Tylenol and autism in a child that is unborn. Like I was saying, it's such a complex condition. There's many different combinations of things that could go into the factors of having autism, genetic and environmental factors, all sorts of different things. There's no one thing that just causes it.
Okay, so these are studies that have been out, but they're resurfacing again. So what is next? Seems like we're just stuck in the hallway right here.
Yeah, so, talk with your medical professionals, see what's going to be best for you. Every person is different, especially in the medical world. Everyone is different. Something that works for one person is not going to work for another person. Another thing is just care for one another.
Right.
We need to look towards what people can do to support families with children who have autism rather than trying to figure out the one thing that is causing autism. That's something that one of the doctors said to me today, is that we need to focus more on the families that are affected rather than figuring out what the singular cause is, because there is no singular cause for this.
All right, well, thank you, Austin.
Of course.
Now, we've been talking about Halloween, and in elementary school, I don't know about y'all, but Halloween meant a pizza party.
Oh,
so who
of course.
doesn't love a pizza party?
Right.
That was the idea for a team of ambitious New Jersey teens as they set out to break a world record by hosting the largest pizza party ever.
These kids, thousands of them, and their parents all trying to break the Guinness World Record. The Boys and the Girls Club of Newark set out to shatter the current world record, set in New Haven, Connecticut earlier this month, 4,525 strong.
But although they were super close, they unfortunately did not end up beating the record. I mean, but they had a good time, though, it seems
Exactly, and that's what matters, is having a great time.
Right, because some Guinness records, I'm like, you really want to beat that?
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy one. Like, if we beat the record, we beat it, and if we don't, we don't, because it's a pizza party.
That's exactly right. Now, what is your favorite kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
Okay.
Pepperoni.
Okay. Classic. You know, I'm gonna have to go with sausage, and I like onions. Onions are good.
I love pepperoni pizza. Now, in the South, there's a place called Hungry Howie's, and you can get flavored crust. And so, as a college student with limited funds, a lot of us would get whatever pizza we want and get the crust as like cinnamon and like cut it off because it's like and then they had good cinnamon bread too. But so now I realize when I order from other places, I usually get cinnamon sticks, and I'm like, why do I always do that? But that's because in college I was getting cinnamon crust for my pizza.
No,
and so it was a good, because the pizza was like $5. So it's just like college student, you get your dessert and your dinner at the same time.
Right. When I was in college, I literally lived down the street from Domino's, and I like 4 times a week. It was bad.
Domino's. That's what I ordered. They got to order, say, pepperoni pizza and cinnamon twist.
Yep. Me and my partner, we always get 2 medium pizzas, and then we get all the fixins, you know, the bread bites, the tater tots, you know, everything. It's just so good.
Domino's is one of my go-to places.
Yes. Now, if you were to break a world record, what world record would you want to break? That's a tough question.
Probably not continuous talking. I do talk a lot, though. Maybe like most books read in a certain amount of time or something, because I'm a reader.
Okay, I like that.
That's about the safest option I could come up with. That if I just lose it, oh well, at least I read some good books. What about you?
You know, I would probably go, you know, I was in circus, went in a circus in college. I would probably go for most flips in a row or something.
Oh, wow.
Or, I don't know, something up in the air, you know, longest hang from your ankle or something. I don't know, something fun, something dangerous, because, you know, I miss all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just going to stick safe with reading books, or maybe he's the person who has most house plants or something, because I love something simple. That's it for me. I can't do anything
Now,
dangerous.
how many houseplants do you have?
Ooh, I just started my collection over again. From moving from Florida, I kind of got rid of some things. So I'm at 2 right now. I have a money tree and I have a snake plant. I want to get another peace lily. I had one for my grandfather's funeral that I kept for like 3-4 years. I was able to keep it alive, but so now I need a new one.
Yeah.
It's run its course, but yeah.
That's usually what happens. When I touch plants, they just seem to die.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't touch plants.
And I started to bring one to have it on my desk, but thanks for letting me know that. So I don't want you even walking by my plants.
Yeah, no, it will just wither away.
Well, thank you all for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines. You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.